KFI-AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And we are following, the story that Jennifer just broke. Now, we got an obituary, and we just heard that Art Laboe has died. Art Laboe, I think you'll know what he has done. That won't be hard to recognize. But for those of us in radio, the man was an icon. He died at the age of 97. And to give you an idea of when he retired, how about never? He recorded his last show a week before he died and would have kept on going and going and going. And he got his first radio job at 17, was here in Southern California, also did some national shows, but mainly here in Southern California for more than 70 years. He was one of the first to play rock and roll on the West Coast, and he invented the concept, the name of a genre called oldies but goodies. No one had heard of it until he compiled a record of older songs called Oldie But Goodies and released it. Didn't know if it was going to work or not. Stayed on the top 100 Billboard for I don't know how many years. I think 3 or 4 years. And he's got an interesting story about him. I don't usually use this, honored and privileged enough to know this guy. At one point, I don't know how many years ago, I actually somehow joined his circle of acquaintances and friends for a period of time. I had a friend who was very close to him. And so I met him and conversed with him, and he knew about this show. And, of course, he was an utter hero. But a couple things about Art Laboe that you may not know. First of all, I met him when he was in his 80s. He had more 20-something women around him than anybody I have ever seen. And it's not as if he had a pile of money that they were around. And I'm talking about dating these women, not this old 80-year-old cruddy guy, this pervert. They wanted to be around him, and he dated them. I'm going, you know what? If I'm in my 80s and I can date 20-year-olds something's just right about the world. But that was Art Laboe. Just a fascinating character. Also, he effectively invented the dedication song. I want to dedicate this song. And I used to sit and make fun of him. We would sit down, and I did nothing but make fun of him for this. First of all, his audience was primarily Latino. He was huge in the Latino community. And his concept of, and I want to dedicate love songs, so he'd go to the audience, and he would ask people to write in and say, which song do you want? And who do you want to dedicate it to? I would say the biggest percentage were these girlfriends and wives who were dedicating these love songs to their boyfriends and husbands in prison. I want to dedicate this song to my husband who's in for 12 years, and it's I love you. And some sappy statement would be made, and then the love song would go on the air. And it was so immensely popular, he invented the concept. This is where I made fun of him. I go, come on, Art. Really? And he said, first of all, these people love it. They don't get the kind of attention. The guys in prison, I've heard from them, they write me, they break down crying when they're able to get this kind of attention and they're able to get that kind of connection. And, of course, because my heart melts at that sort of thing, I went, oh. Actually, no, I didn't. I just continued making fun of him. And his voice is so iconic. You have some sound, don't you, Jen?
I do.
All right, let's listen to Art Laboe.
This is Art Laboe inviting you to bring back the 50s and 60s with us this Friday night at Art Laboe's Oldies But Goodies Club on the Sunset Strip, Hollywood.
Earth Angel, Earth Angel.
And just to give you an idea, he grew up in the same decade that commercial radio was born.
That's wild.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, he came along, I think, 5 years after, for example, KFI, one of the first commercial radio stations in the country, was created. That was 1922. And just an extraordinary character who, I mean, loved radio. Here was a man who lived for radio, and he could have been offered any job in the world at any amount of money, and he'd go, nope, I love what I do. So to those of you that are in prison, I just want to tell you I love you, but I don't have Art Laboe here to play you a song that I'm dedicating you to. Nah, it didn't work, did it, Jen?
Not even a little.
Not even a little bit. All right, just one of my heroes, certainly in the world of radio, Art Laboe, dead at 97. And I'm not even going to say it's horrible that he died, although it's not wonderful. It's a life well lived. And I say that with people who've been around that long, who have worked up to the age of 97 and then die of natural causes. Okay, I want to end the show with something